looking to catch the left hand. It's in front. Now, Joyce got to be weary of the looping left hand coming from Zhang.
Joyce trying to land the looping left early on, and Zhang switches it up and says, all right, you've got that right hand tucked next to your chin. Let me go to the body.
It's a good round. I like what I'm seeing. I'm liking the minor adjustments. Now, what happens when Joyce gets hit? Does he result back to his old ways, standing in front? That has yet to be seen. That typically happens. You start off with a game plan, then you get hit, then you result back to who you are.
Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face. You revert to your nature. You revert to what you did in the gym. And there, Zhang, once again, a straight shot to the solar plexus.
And I also like the stance. I like the narrow stance coming from Joyce. Boxing a little bit better. No left hands has caught his head just yet. I'm going to anticipate Zhang's going to make an adjustment. He's going to start looping the lead hand to try to get Joyce to move towards his left hand. A lot of respect from both men right now. No one looking to really take charge or engage.
All right, the first fight ended due to inflammation in the right eye of Joyce, and Zhileu Zhang, making no bones about, aiming his left exactly there.
对，我知道他的。
Yeah, it's nice and simple. I know his weakness is his eyes. I'm gonna go for his eyes. That's it.
We'll see on the night. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, we'll see on the night. I think there's moments in there where I was starting to get to work, but like the eye clearly was starting to close up, and he was just. I threw more punches, but he kept on hitting me with the more eye-catching, heavier blows.
And Tim, we always talk about the great fighters being able to neutralize their opponent's best weapons. He did it for the first round, but it's still a round-by-round fight that he's got to keep doing that today.
Yes, and defensively, that was a good round for Joyce, but you win fights with offense, baby. That's how you win the fights. I understand defense is great, it's fantastic, but sooner or later, you're going to have to let your hands go. You have to take some risks. But that's the first round, is a fill-out round. Both guys respecting one another.
Yeah, he did keep that right hand at home. That's his best weapon. I mean, I've never seen Joyce win a fight just on the jab. He's done damage with the jab, but not win the entire fight behind the jab. And at some point, he's going to have to let that right hand go, and we'll see how Zhang reacts to that.
It's interesting tonight that Joyce is looking like he wants to be the counterpuncher tonight. He's not looking to reach with his right hand. He's taking his time. He's measuring. Having a battle, the lead front, the hand battle up front. Trying to land his jab.
And Tim, you know that when you face an Ismael Salas fighter, he's not going to be unprepared, especially after a loss. And we see that with Joyce. Switching things up as Zhang's starting to open up a little bit.
Oh, look at the little single head cross. I like that from Joyce. Trying to use his shoulders to defend against left hands. Nice little shot right there from Zhang, coming down the pipe with the left hand.
Zhang does have more weapons in his arsenal, Tim.
He does. He has an uppercut. He also has a right hook. He hasn't used his right hook yet, but right now he's just looking to... He's taking his time. He's taking his time. He's taking a good look at what Joyce has learned. And I think eventually he's going to come out a little bit faster as the fight goes on. If Joyce wants to sit back and lay back and be more defensive, Zhang's going to have to take the lead.
Oh, nice straight left from Zhang. Does damage, and then he follows it up with our short right hook. That's the danger of allowing Zhang to be first and often.
You're exactly right. Now Zhang has got comfortable. Now he found his distance, although he is moving to his left. Southpaws are used to moving both ways. They understand the angles that are present.
But you mentioned he's moving toward Joyce's power right hand.
But he's not worried about his right hand. Joyce has yet to release it. He's not worried about that right hand right now.
Yeah, Joyce is worried about protecting that eye. We talked about the psychology of what that does to you. You know you can take your opponent's best shot. The question is, will your face hold up if you don't move it defensively?
That was a really good body shot right there from Joyce, coming right underneath the left arm or the backhand of Zhang.
Is there blood coming from the bridge of the nose of Joyce? There's a little bit of irritation on the left side of his face as well. Nice jab from Joyce.
Did you see Joyce moving his head?
Yeah. Well, it's do you move it or do I move it for you? Because Zhang is doing exactly that here with 10 seconds left in this second round. And now the legs of Joyce wobbled momentarily as the power of Zhileu Zhang is evident through 2 rounds. We'll listen into the corners.
Here's the follow-up. Nice left hand right there by Zhang. Just letting his hands go. And he saw the opening right there. Joyce isn't fighting the way he usually fights. That's the biggest problem. He's caught between game plans, being himself one and following the strategy. Sometimes that can affect the fighter. It creates hesitation. That's the biggest issue that I'm seeing right now. Joyce is trying to be more defensive because he's worried about the eye. You know, these things affect the fighter definitely. Joyce is worried about his eye, one. Okay. And he's worried about following the game plan as well. That's a big issue right now, and it's creating too much hesitation in his offense and also defense.
Okay? Just hey. And Yobi? When you're in close, remember, don't go back in a straight line. You have to go to the left side. Okay? But keep going.
See, he's telling him to go to the left side. He is, yes. And he says, I'm doing what you're telling me to do, but what he's doing is he's forgetting to let him tell him to throw punches. You got to throw something. You got to use your jab. Step in. Come behind your jab. Change it up a bit.
I mean, Joyce was probably thinking, I'm going to weather the storm early and try to take Zhang into deep waters, but if what we saw in that second round continues to happen, it may not get there just based on how clean those shots from Zhang were able to land on the face of Joyce, who's now using his head to move laterally, using his legs, dig into the body with the left hook.
But what he's doing now, he's not trying to be the counterpuncher. Joyce is now being himself. He's coming forward. He's moving left. That's what he should have been doing from Jump Street.
He's at his best when he's instinctual. Joyce knows that he has to throw punches to win this fight. And he's had that right hand tucked in a defensive position for the first pretty much 7 minutes of this fight.
I have yet to see him release it with any kind of power.
Nice counter by Zhang as Joyce was able to land a short left hook.
Again. Joyce, he stopped mid-range. He threw a couple of punches, stayed mid-range, and that's where the danger zone is. It's either he's going to be all the way in, all the way out, or he just needs to let his hands go from where they are.
That right, it's thrown, but it's not thrown with the confidence we've usually seen from Joyce. He wants to throw it and get it back to where it can defend his the right portion of his face.
Zhang right now is being patient, He's allowing Joyce to get comfortable. And he's going to look to line him up with shots.
There's that stick from Жилей Zhang. We remind you, both fighters stand 6'6" and have an equal 80-inch reach, and that's been the difference because Joyce, against a man his equal size, is taking some heavy artillery.
Told you that looping left hand was going to come. That looping left hand was coming, and it came right over the top, catching Joyce.
And then there's that short right hook from Zhang, and you mentioned it. What poison is Joyce going to pick tonight? And Zhang is giving him a choice.
Everything. Just wait for the uppercut. Just wait for the uppercut coming from Zhang.
Heavier isn't always better because when Joyce gets touched, you can see his whole body go backwards. Nice 1-2 from Жилей Zhang.
Target practice.
There's that stick from Joyce and that leery right hand that he digs to the body.
See, that's good offense right there from Joyce. He's doing it at the right range. When he does it at the right range, get his hands off and then move left. He's out of harm's way. But when he stands there a little bit too close, he should expect something to come back from Zhang.
He may not get up, and if he does, he's going to be in no condition to continue. This fight is over. Zhileu Zhang proves that the first time was not